on these sessions, on these Thursday afternoon sessions, we're going to be doing practices related to Karuna, Bhavana, and the Brahmaviharas generally. And I'm not quite sure of my audience. Over the last couple of months, we finished on the 5th of March. I was running an order retreat, a 2-month order retreat, and I've been running these retreats for 3 years, and I realised that we spend a lot of time on these order retreats with all these experienced meditators, doing practices like the Anapanasati and the Brahmaviharas. So I thought there's lots of other practitioners who aren't order members who could benefit from some of this material, because we're really going deeper into the practices that we all learn when we first come along, which start off as the good old mindfulness of breathing and a good old Mettabhavana. And then after a while, I think people get introduced to some of the other Brahmavihara practices, but maybe don't go into them all that deeply. And there is so much from all kinds of perspectives that can come out of those practices. And I'm finding particularly the Karuna, particularly the nature of compassion, and how you really address that. And it sort of made me think that, why do we even teach metta? Because there's so much more richness when you take into account the fact that other people are suffering, in small ways and in big ways, and often in all kinds of. It is really what makes people relatable. There's really something relatable about the fact that we are all suffering from our mess, if you like, or suffering from just the imperfection of life. There's nothing, even in a way, there's nothing special about it. Anyway, I've really been getting into that. But I think maybe for this first session, maybe we should go through the Brahmaviharas a little bit. We've got all this space, we've got all this time. I'm hoping you're going to stick around over the next few weeks. So over this time, I'd like to explore all the many different things that come out of it. And as I get a bit of feedback, this makes a big difference to me. If I don't get feedback, I don't quite know who I'm talking to. But as I do start to get little bits of feedback, as I'm sure I will, something happens, and I think from there, the practices can become more meaningful to everybody, because I'll be able to address how it is for you a little bit more. So. In some ways, it's a weird thing to do meditation on Zoom, but in another way, it's actually quite effective, I've found. Because we're just sitting here in our room, and it's a space you can really relax in, and it's a space that we need to turn into a meditation place also. So let's get started. So I think we'll do a little round over the next few weeks of metta. Metta, mudita, karuna, upekkha. And a little bit more I need to say as well. There's an awful lot to say, actually, but I'm not going to try and say it today. Is that The good old Mettabhavana practice that we learn at the centre was not how the Buddha taught it. The Buddha taught metta as a radiation practice. The way that he seemed to do it is that he tuned into the quality of metta or karuna or upeksha or whatever it was, and then simply radiated it outwards. So this is a really good method as well. The method that we do, the stages method, is also really good, and we'll do loads of that as well. But there's something about the simplicity of connecting with the quality itself. And the way that I like to approach the first stage, which is the most important stage to get started with, methodologically, if you like, I use the body. So taking our attention into the body, into our experience as we find it now, and in a way just working with love, just working to have goodwill towards ourselves. And this is a complicated thing for us. It's a complicated thing, and this is a practice where you can look into that and clarify that and simplify that and see what the issues are. I don't mean define them or analyze them, but see them, see their qualities, and direct metta towards them. So metta can be used as a clarifying agent, if you like, in the practice. There's no need to think it all through. You just connect with kindness, connect with goodwill, and any little wrinkles, any bits that don't want to go there or seem to be obstacles of some kind, again, it's something you can cultivate that goodwill towards. It's obviously some kind of little knot that can undo itself. All right, I've definitely said enough now. So we're going to do, sorry, there's a bit more. I'm going to do a 3-stage practice. The first stage is going to be me, ourselves. The second stage is going to be us in these little boxes. The third stage is going to be the world. So there's three things to connect with. First of all, ourselves, our body experience, our experience right now, body and mind, don't have to distinguish. Then the second thing is this situation with others. And even though, just seeing people on the screen, actually you can look directly at people, so that's an advantage that we have. So the second stage is us, and it's the individuals here, which you will have some sense of. And then it's the world, capital T, capital W, the big wide world of all beings. All right, so I'll lead you into that as we go. So sitting in your usual posture, probably sitting, you might be lying down. And the instructions will be for those who are sitting upright. The postural instructions, I mean. But maybe you can adapt it a little bit if you're lying down. So first of all, feeling the connection with the earth, the ground, whatever it is you're sitting on or lying on. And from the sitting bones, feeling the core of the body, just feeling it. From the ground up through the belly, up through the heart, through the throat and to the crown. A little bit like an elevator shaft or a lift shaft, going down the central channel of the body. And all the different energies that are on the different floors of the elevator. So you've got the right down at the bottom, you've got the belly, sort of just below the navel, but right in towards the spine. Then you've got all that area up into the center of the heart. And at these different energy centers, you can feel it feels different in each place. And looking into the body, looking into this experience of the body, with great kindness and goodwill. And perhaps remembering that this experience, this body, which we are so familiar with and have all sorts of responses and emotions about, this body has been born. Was born from our mother's womb long, long ago. But just having some sense of the nature of this experience right now. So you can have a real kindness and almost tenderness towards the body. It has been through so much. So what we're trying to do is to stay with the changing experience of the body, accepting whatever arises, and pervading the entire space of the body with loving kindness, with goodwill, understanding, patience. And any sense of obstacle that you feel, focusing on that a little bit with kindness and goodwill to the feelings and sensations of that obstacle. It may help to be aware of the breath. The breath might help. It might help to keep you present with the feelings and sensations of the body. whatever little obstacles arise, like impatience, a sense of awkwardness, or a sense that I can't be sincere about this, all of these, become aware of them and be kind towards them. And the feeling that you're generating and radiating doesn't have to be anything very dramatic or amazing. The important thing is that you mean it. And that's what you need to get behind. That it's real for you. And that can be quite gentle and even rather subtle. That's okay. So may this person, that is me, be well and happy and have the causes of happiness and joy. May they find that. Okay, now without departing from all of that, without departing from the kindness and the goodwill towards what you call yourself, without departing from that, can we now include everybody else here? You can keep your eyes closed. You've got a rough impression of everybody. That'll do. Just be aware that there's 30 odd people here in this space. All needing this goodwill. Really needing it. So find a way to imbue this entire space, fill this entire space with that quality of patience, of kindness, of appreciation, of goodwill. That is metta, loving kindness. It's very simple. And as before, if you find any obstacles, giving them that same kind of attention. That same kind attention. So if you find it's not flowing very well, or you don't quite get what you're trying to do, just be patient. Stay with the sensations in the body. In a way, it's an extension of the first stage. One of the opposing qualities to metta is impatience and irritation. So if any of that comes up, the antidote is loving kindness. And have confidence that this is completely possible. Just letting go generously. And then when you feel ready, without departing from any of this, also including everybody, all beings whatsoever. So the boundary dissolves. So may all beings, in whatever states of mind, whatever circumstances, whether they be vastly happy, living vastly creative lives, or living very limited, very boundaried, very restricted lives through circumstances, or if they're in states of mind of great suffering, great difficulty, may all living beings find a way, the causes for them of happiness, and just letting that flow out and really meaning it. Gentle and patient. Just stay with it. If it's helpful, the breath can keep you. Patient, goodwill. No boundary. just for the last minute or two, stopping any effort and just sitting quietly. Thank you very much. I hope that was useful, and hope to see you next week.